Thank you for watching our video. Please give us a big like, subscribe to our channel for new videos every day with amazing cars. Leave us your opinion in the comment section on the video. Thank you. The hatchback segment in the United States has historically been small. You're much more likely to see one while traveling in Europe, and automakers tend to abandon the segment to focus on crossovers. However, that doesn't mean there aren't great options to choose from on our side of the pond. For many buyers, a hatchback is appealing because it's often more practical than a traditional sedan, sportier to drive than a crossover, and more compact than either, meaning it's easier to park in tight spaces. Are you ready to say goodbye to your sedan and try something new? Check out the best hatchbacks currently on the market, handpicked by Digital Trends car experts. Volkswagen Golf. The best. The Volkswagen Golf hasn't been the best-selling car in Germany for decades by accident. Now well into its 7th generation, Volkswagen's most popular nameplate continues to offer one of the best interiors in its class, a generous amount of trunk space, and agile handling at an attractive price point. The Golf speaks tech, too. All but the lowest trims come with the state-of-the-art infotainment system displayed on a color touchscreen, and the list of options includes driving aids such as a lane departure warning system, forward collision warning, and adaptive cruise control. You can even get a digital instrument cluster, which is normally found on much more expensive cars. Volkswagen offers several variants of the Golf. Buyers in select states can pick up an all-electric model called the e-Golf, capable of driving for up to 125 miles on a single charge. At the other end of the spectrum, the iconic GTI is one of the very best hot hatches money can buy. Finally, the Golf R tugs at the heartstrings of speed aficionados with the 300 horsepower turbo 4 and all-wheel drive. Mini Hardtop. Best premium hatchback. The Mini Hardtop embodies the concept of form over function. It wears a retro-chic design inspired by the original Mini introduced in England all the way back in 1959. It's much bigger than its truly Lilliputian predecessor though, and it uses time-tested mechanical components borrowed from the BMW parts bin. Don't let its humble roots fool you, the Mini is far from an economy car. It boasts a surprisingly spacious cabin built using premium materials, and it's offered with features you'd usually find on cars positioned in the next segment up. Notably, buyers can deck out the hardtop with a moonroof, parking sensors on both ends, a head-up display, rain-sensing wipers, and adaptive cruise control. However, these options do inflate the price significantly. The lineup includes several variants, including 2- and 4-door hatchbacks and a range-topping John Cooper Works model tuned to pump out 228 ponies. Chevrolet Bolt EV. Best electric hatchback. The Bolt is Chevrolet's first mass-produced electric vehicle. It's not the only electric hatchback on the market, but it's one of the few that's not designed as a compliance car to satisfy California's draconian clean air regulations. Simply put, it's better engineered than most. Sold all across the nation, the Bolt is capable of driving for up to 238 miles on a single charge, which places it well ahead of the Nissan Leaf. Plugging it into a 240-volt charger replenishes about 25 miles of driving per hour, though using a fast charger yields 90 miles of range in about 30 minutes. Drivetrain aside, the Bolt excels as a hatchback. It's a good car that just happens to run on a large battery. Its low trunk floor can accommodate a grocery trip's worth of bags, and even taller drivers can comfortably drive it on a daily basis. An elegant-looking cabin and a whisper-quiet ride remind the passengers that they're not burning gasoline to get to their destination. Subaru Impreza. Best all-wheel drive hatchback. The Impreza is gifted with Subaru's well-regarded permanent all-wheel drive system. It's certainly no off-roader, but it tackles harsh winter conditions with the kind of aplomb that many of its rivals can only dream of. To sweeten the deal, all-wheel drive is included in the price on all trim levels. The Impreza's cabin is a basic but pleasant place to travel in. It's spacious, well-built, and its Starlink infotainment system is one of the more straightforward units on the market. There is virtually no learning curve involved. The trade-off is that the Impreza's flat-4 engine lacks a bit of oomph. It's consequently not as brisk as other hatchbacks on the market, and the four-cylinder eagerly makes its presence known in the cabin, especially at higher revs. Still, if you routinely drive on snow or ice, the Impreza should be at the top of your list. Porsche Panamera. Best luxury hatchback. Who says a hatchback needs to be cheap? The Porsche Panamera probably isn't what comes to mind when the term hatchback meanders its way into a conversation, but it certainly qualifies as one. The cargo compartment is accessed via a roof-hinged door, not a lid that flips up. The Panamera drives like a Porsche, it accelerates like one, and this time around it finally looks like one. It's almost a four-door 911, minus the rear-mounted engine, of course. The treatment continues inside, where it feels like a coupe until you look back and notice it has rear doors. Porsche offers numerous variants of the Panamera, including V6, V8, and hybrid-powered variants. All offer above-par dynamism and a 5-star interior. Thank you for watching our video. Please give us a big like, subscribe to our channel for new videos every day with amazing cars. Leave us your opinion in the comment section on the video. Thank you.